Good morning, Larry. This is Mark Anthony with Job Roofing. I'm on top of your home. And as I explained to you earlier, I'm going to send you your quote. I'm going to send you pictures, and I'm also going to send you a video inspection of the roof. So with that being said, I want to go directly into it. Now, looking at the top of the roof doesn't look like it's in bad condition. The thing that I don't like is when people do this. So if you look at your shingles, you have a designer shingle. Instead of them doing the correct way and doing the ridge cap with a true ridge cap, what they did was this. They took the shingle, they cut it, as you can see how the pattern looks exactly the same. They cut it and they created a ridge cap. Right here, see how they use the nails and all the nails are rusted? Well, if you're going to have any leaks, they're going to come through these nails because you're not supposed to have nails exposed. Now, I'll show you with your neighbor's house where they did a true ridge cap, and you'll see the difference between what's here and what's actually over there. Now, the one thing they did do is in the Dead Valley, they used a correct material, but as you can see, it's a little bit older. As you can see, it's starting to alligator, where you see all the granulates are coming off and it kind of looks like an alligator skin. The other thing they shouldn't have done was have nails. They should have torched it, or they should have used a peel and stick. And you can see right here, you see more nails exposed. Those nails will start to rust, and then this thing just pops right up. Now, underneath this roof, you have a couple of layers actually. You have a layer here, you have a layer here, and then underneath that there is wood shake. I can't get underneath it because I don't want to damage it, but there's wood shake underneath this as well. So you have probably about 3 layers on this roof. California, you can only have 2. So if you're going to change it out, it needs to be completely torn off and redone. Now, let me show you what I was telling you about the difference in the different ridges. So see this part of your ridge cap right here? See how this nail is poking itself out? Because this isn't a true ridge cap. See your neighbor's ridge cap? See how it looks pronounced and it sits on top of each other? That's a true ridge cap. All this is shingles that are cut in half and creating a ridge cap. Now, it does the job, it's just not the correct thing to do. As the jet goes by, so I'll continue. You can also see how nails are exposed right there, and all the way at the bottom over here, you can see how they had to tack it down with nails on the outside, because that's the only way you could do it when you're using the incorrect materials. Now, this pipe over here, see how the mastic is no longer? Now, mastic is this material here, which prevents any water seeping in. But you see that big gap? That's because the mastic has worked its way off this entire area. And see how you can see it on the top, but not on the bottom? This area was broken, so the mastic came off. You get leaks there if you were to get leaks in the house. You asked me about the flat roof. This is the flat roof. So what they did was this. They rolled a silicone on it. They didn't do a very good job on it, because over here they did acrylic, over there they did silicone. And this is the problem when you use acrylic. See this? See how it's starting to break and crack and fall apart? Same thing going on here. You can see how the material is just starting to peel right up. And that's because they didn't use the correct amount. This should be in this area right here, you should use 1 gallon, and they probably used 1.5 gallons to do this whole thing. So basically they just put coloring on the roof, and you can see how it's cracking and starting to fall apart right there. Now in the back area they used a silicone, and you can see how it's discolored. This should have been pressure washed and kept up to speed, but you know what, if it's not leaking, I'm one of those guys that if it hasn't caused a leak yet, don't touch it. I mean, if you're going to use the old method, you know, a pound of prevention is or an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure, then absolutely you take care of it. But if it's not leaking right now, you address it when it does come up. So back to the house, one section right here, as you can see how your shingles are starting to lift? It's because they're a little bit older. It doesn't mean that the roof is going to leak right there, but you can see like the undulating pattern in it. It's because you have multiple layers on this roof. And that is not going to cause a leak, but what it does, it just makes the roof look really funky. And as you can see, this huge dip right here, right there. It's not that the roof is bad, it's just that there's too many layers on here. But like I said, overall, looking at the roof doesn't look horrible. I mean, there's some areas where you can see like there, where the granulates have worked off, and you can start to see the fiberglass. But I'm sure you're not leaking it right at this very moment, and because the roof is still intact. But I will get this to you so that you can take a look at it with Carol, and you guys can make a decision of what you'd like to do. All right, Larry, Carol, have a great day.